Hello, I'm Bud Tingwell. You know, none of us can predict when we or someone we love is going to become ill. And more often than not, we're simply not prepared for it. It's just not something that we plan for. Every year, many Australians become too ill to make their own decisions about their health care and medical treatments. Now, if a serious illness or accident left you unable to communicate your wishes, it's likely that your family members will be asked to make those decisions for you. Would they know what you want? This is what advanced care planning is all about. Before putting anything in writing or appointing someone to make decisions for you in the future, it is very important to discuss your views with those closest to you. Talking with loved ones may not be easy. Many people are deeply uncomfortable about discussing anything to do with death and dying. And it is common to meet with resistance, fear, and even denial about these conversations. These issues may be hard to discuss, but they're important conversations to have. When family and friends don't know what you want, it can cause arguments and distress, as they may have differing ideas about what would be best. If you talk to those close to you about what you would want in the future, they won't have to guess. All Australians have the right to make their own healthcare decisions, but it's up to you to make your wishes known. The first step is thinking through and understanding your future healthcare choices. Your doctor or an advanced care planning consultant can assist you in this. Next, talk with those closest to you so they understand your wishes. And finally, write your choices down so they can guide your family and medical carers should you ever be in a position where you are unable to speak for yourself. When you're young or healthy, it's hard to think about the care that you would want later in life. But making choices now, free from pressure and crisis, may be the best way to ensure you receive the kind of health care you want in the future. In the end, it's up to you to make your choices known, so your loved ones won't have to choose for you. Before you put your choices for future health care in writing, it is important to think about and understand the sorts of choices that you can make. You may have said things like, "I don't want any heroics," or "I don't want to be hooked up to some machines keeping me alive." But these statements may be too vague. When the time comes, it's likely that the decisions that have to be made will be complex and difficult. You need to consider what kinds of situations you may face and what options for medical care and treatment exist. There are many possible situations where advanced care planning would be useful. Imagine, for instance, you have a severe stroke and sustain an irreversible brain injury. You're rushed to hospital and end up on life support in intensive care. Who would you want to make the decision with your doctors about the medical treatment that you receive? Or imagine that you're no longer able to care for yourself or to make your own decisions. You have severe Alzheimer's disease and no longer know who you or your family members are. If you became seriously ill, what healthcare decisions would you want your loved ones to make for you? It may also be helpful to think in general terms about your goals and values in life. What are the things that you believe are important in your life? It is impossible to predict every situation or illness. However, it is worth considering what sort of treatments would be overly burdensome in comparison to any possible benefits. These sorts of decisions are deeply personal and may be based on your own culture or your spiritual values, religion, or belief systems. As you begin to think about these things, there are many people who may be able to help you. Your own doctor, a religious advisor, your lawyer, or close and valued friends.